Okay, so today in the stand I've got another mountain bike. I'm actually not sure what year this is from. I think it's about 1990, but as you can see it is a Carerra and the model it is a Katmandu. Now I've had this frame for, I don't know, probably a couple of years now, to be honest. Sitting around waiting to be something done with, and I've never been quite sure what I'm going to do with it. But after picking up a few bits and raiding my spares, I am going to try and rebuild it to sort of a standard build. It's going to be a 3x7. It obviously has the 501 Magnum tubing, and it's going to have a Deore LX, crankset, derailleurs. It should have the rest of the group set as well, but I'm going to sort of upgrade those. Now this Carerra brand would have obviously linked back to Halfords, as it says right here. And Halfords in, the Carerra brand, from what I have read, probably in the 90s, in the early 90s, was a bit more sought after than it is now. This bike in particular isn't like, it's probably like the middle of the range, middle of the road bike for this, for the mountain bikes. I can't remember what the top one was, but it would have had probably DX rather than LX. It might have even had XT, I'm not sure. But finding the brochures for this is quite difficult. I haven't been able to find any Carerra brochures from that era, any Halfords brochures from that era. All I've gone by is pictures, really, testimonials from different forums, and yeah, it's the build is going to start. I'm going to carry on. It's got this lovely splatter paint, and hopefully it's going to turn into a nice looking bike. Handlebars. So when it comes to the group set, the Deore LX group set mountain bike from that era, it should have roughly the same integrated brake levers and shifters that my Diamondback Apex has. I do have another set. I bought them cheap off eBay, but then I found out that the brake lever was cracked in the joint, so I didn't want to use them. I'm just going to keep the pods as spares for the Apex. So what I've done, if I can find them, I had this 7-speed shifter spare that will go on the right side. I have a brand new 3-speed shifter to go on the left side. Brake levers, I had these Altus brake levers knocking around, which should tie in nicely with them so they can go on. And well, let's just put some what do you call them, grips on the ends and line everything up, and that is kind of the cockpit as it will be, obviously once everything gets adjusted. Just a quick pause. If you are going to be cleaning out these old bottom brackets, Shimano I've encountered from early 90s come with a seal round there to keep some of the water out. So if you're going to start cleaning these out, these cup and cones, with what I tend to use, white spirits or thinners, make sure you move that first, otherwise they will get destroyed. So you can just peel them out and press them back in after. But that is lovely and clean. Just got to clean out the shell and then reassemble it. Right, group set. So the group set that this bike should have had is the Deore LX STI set. You've already seen I haven't put the original brake levers and shifters on there. They've been a bit upgraded. But what I do have, thanks to Vintage Shimano, is the group set. Vintage Shimano is on Facebook, Instagram, I'll link them below. Deals with mainly road parts, so if you're looking for Vintage Shimano road parts, he's your man. I've bought a few parts of him, and this set came from him. Doesn't normally deal in mountain bike parts, so he sent them my way, and it's a very nice set actually. And I do have the brakes, but I'll go into that a bit later. But yeah, I've got the crankset, the derailleurs at least, and they're very nice. They're very clean, working, and yeah, he's cleaned them up nicely. So I'm going to stick those on, and we'll get back to it. You alright, Tor? This crankset is clearly a Biopace crankset. I mean, it actually says it there, but spinning it, you can see it jiggle up and down. So when it comes to fitting this front derailleur, just got to make sure I set it at that high point. Yeah, it's just the high points around here. I'm just going to make sure it doesn't touch there. I think that's about spot on there. So unfortunately I don't have the LX brakes either. Well, I do have a set actually. They came with the group set that Mr. Vintage Shimano sent me, but unfortunately, as things get misplaced and that, it didn't actually have the spring holders that need to go on the back. So unless I can find some of them, they're just spare parts. So I've bought some ones to go on. They're more modern. They are just Altus ones as well, but they will work well. And yeah, I'll stick them on now after I just grease up or clean up and grease up the mounts. So, I don't know if I can show this, but I've just got everything on. Went to turn the wheel, and it keeps on. Well, it did before. It kept on jamming. Well, it keeps on skipping now. But what I've realised is this derailleur cage is bent. It's had an impact from this back side and bent it round. So, I mean, I'm going to have a go at straightening it. I'm going to have to take everything back off again. I do have a spare one to go on. I got another Deore LX. I've got a 200 GS, which will work. But that sucks. Bent derailleur. Can I? There, you can see it better from there. Yeah, definitely bent. So I'm going to have to take that back off, try and straighten it, or just put one of the spares on. Okay, problem rectified, I think. I've put on the other Deore LX derailleur that I had. This one has a repaired barrel adjuster on it, and I just swapped over the pulleys. But yeah, it seems to be working. It seems to be nicely lined up. I did have to tweak the hanger a little bit because it was a little bent under as well. So I've just pulled that back out, and I've stuck some VP pedals on. They're just some old ones that I had knocking around, but they're of the era of the mountain bike, and if these hit you in the shin, you will know about it. And they're suitable to put cages and straps on as well, if you so desire. So last but not least, I think, is to run all the cables. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, oh, lit off centre, there it is. Wind noise aside and light fading fast because of the rain, it's been quite nice to put together. Oh, whoa, steady. Yeah, I mean, I had a little problem with that rear derailleur, the one being bent, but apart from that, nice simple, put back together build. I guess it's another bike back on the road. I mean, these retro mountain bikes, they are great for commuting, for hauling items from A to B. They're strong and sturdy, and with the 3x7 that gives you plenty of range to play with. I mean, you can fit mudguards, racks on this, no problem. It's got all the mounts, so yeah, it's a good utility bike, and it should last plenty more. I mean, that Deore LX crankset is just nice enough as it is. Fan of the Deore LX, but yeah, come together quite well. I just put that blue bottle cage on just to finish it. So just looking at the drivetrain, we've got the M550, I think it should be. The crankset, the derailleur, the rear derailleur is probably like the 503 or something. It's from 93 rather than the earlier set, but it still works with them. 7-speed at back, 3-speed at front, and these just the VP pedals. That's all gone together quite well, I think. I don't have the matching wheel set. I just pulled out a rear wheel, which what is that? It's a HG50 rear hub with a Laser 400, the Rigida Laser 400 rim, and the front is slightly different. I think this front is a Altus, so yeah, mismatching wheels, but it was just a build to get stuff together, get another bike working. Maybe someone can use it for uni, school, work, whatever. So I'll stick it up for sale, and we'll see what we get. The one thing I do love about these old mountain bikes though, is the paintwork. Splatter paintwork, lime paintwork, shadow paintwork, marble, all looks amazing. I think I love it. So this paintwork is in pretty good condition. There's a slight scratching of the decals on the top tube, a little scuff on the forks on the inside leg, which I think you've seen, and a small dent on the top tube, but apart from that, it's a very sturdy frame. Like, there's no rust patches on it really anywhere, just chips and just a couple of scuffs. It's looking good for the age. So that's going to be it, I think. I'm going to leave the video there. Bike will be up for sale on eBay if anyone fancies it. But yeah, on to the next build. Hopefully, touch wood, it should be the bare metal bike, but we'll see what happens. Things change, but yeah, on to the next build. Bare metal bike should be coming together, and after that the Viking, the road bike that I picked up last year, which some of you probably been waiting for, but that will definitely be coming up because that needs to go as well. Time to clear the garage and get a new one, I think. Yeah, goals of 2019. Big garage, bright, power, all this building bikes will help. But yeah, hope you enjoy this little build. I'll probably get out on it a bit, test ride it, break it in, and see how she performs. But thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Comments and all that sort of YouTube jazz, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. So catch you in the next video.